Welcome, fellow Goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, joined as always by...
I'm me, Rob, with a special guest right over here.
Mac the Giants fan in the house.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Oh, man, I got all messed up, too, because I don't know what happened, but, it's supposed to, change a thing. It's see on my shirt, lettering is inside out even, too. I don't know what the hell happened. I went to go the opposite way, and it went the right way. It was so weird. I don't know which way is west and east and north and all that.
Where am I going?
Here. I don't even know. What am I doing? Who am I? Where am I?
Did I just fart?
No, you definitely did not fart. I would hear it. You have a microphone near you.
But it's not in my butt.
Did you say it's not in your butt?
Yeah. Do you normally keep one there?
That's your okay. The fart is not in your butt. I thought you meant the microphone.
Yeah, the microphone's not in my butt. The fart will be coming out of my butt.
We hold on. We have to have breaking news here. What's not in your butt exactly?
Nothing's in there.
Okay.
Little Duke.
Oh God. This is the way we start the Two Giant Goofball show, guys. It is what it is. At least we're
shit talk.
The truth in advertising. Yeah, shit talking like no other. So Matt the Giants is like, what did I sign up for? I know I watched the show, but it's not usually like this. Oh my God. But guys, we thought it'd be like a good day to a change of pace here. We're talking a lot of camp, talking a lot about, practices. We're talking about practice. Talking about preseason games here. Every year we do a show, we talk about, is it a better roster than last year? We kind of go through group by group, position group by position group, and take a look to see if we've improved. We've gone downhill, kind of stayed even. So thought it'd be a good time to go ahead and do that today. With we got the first preseason game already over. People are all euphoric. Apparently, Abdul Carter is going into the Hall of Fame, and Marcus Mbow is about to be an All-Pro. Like we're and Jaxson Dart's gonna have 5 Super Bowl. He's the next Patrick Mahomes. So we're gonna go ahead and that's everybody reacting like it's one preseason game. Let's chill. So I figured, like I said, it'd be a fun day to go through everything. Like I said, step by step here for you guys, or step by step, day by day. What was the rest of that show? Remember that step by step show?
Step, day by day. I don't know. What's it?
People, we grow, stronger we stay. We'll make it better the second time around. Oh, you remember that show, guys? Come on, right up there with the dinosaur show, not the mama.
Yeah, not the mama.
Oh, my age. This is why young kids don't listen to this show. Besides the fact that we established that we are not hip.
I'm
you know what the 6'7" is?
At this stage of my life, I feel like I'm closer to breaking a hip than being hip. So it just is what it is, guys. Here we go. So there we go. See, no Mets, no Nets, no Jets guest. He says TGIF lineup exactly with perfect strangers, family matters, all that.
Did I do that?
Yeah. Jay says, Drew pretending we're as old as him. You're older than me, Jay. You've already said it. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, my gosh. So, guys, let's get right into it here. We're going to go with a couple comments, actually, first. You guys got some introductory comments. We'll get them in there. So, no Mets, no Jets. No Mets, no Nets, no Jets. That's the problem with rhyming words. It gets hard to remember their order. Says, what up, guys? Mac, the Giants fan, brought me here. Good to have you here, man. Appreciate it. Low Flame says, what up, my friends? What up? It says, let's go G-Men. Go G-Men. Oh, I feel like we should be ending the episode now. That was it, guys.
Yeah. Time to go.
And then it says, I hope Evan Neal becomes the next great guard for the Giants. Wish he played last game. Listen, I hope every guard becomes the next great guard for the Giants. That's what it boils down. If we're going just purely on hope alone, I hope they're all great. Everybody on the roster needs to be great. That's just what it is. Maybe then we'll actually be happy. Probably not, but who knows? Jay says, Mac must be special. Drew changed his shirt for his appearance on the show.
I appreciate that.
Sheesh. I've worn this shirt on the show before. You just don't pay attention, Jay. Let's see here. Anthony Clemente, what's up, man? It says, yo, what's going on? What's going on?
What up?
And then Little Flame says, Evan Neal gonna bully people at guard. How many games till Dart starts? Listen, I'm not gonna get my hopes up on anything with Evan Neal. I'll believe it when I see it.
I've been hurt before.
Yes, exactly. It's like that cheat you went back to at that point. Like that's what the scenario is. Like you got to rebuild this trust. That's what it boils down to. And as far as Dart, how many games till he starts, it depends on how good the Giants do. Point blank. Giants play well, he'll be sitting for a while. Giants suck, might be quicker.
Bring in the Dart.
Dart, 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 dart. We have the whole Star Wars theme going with him and Abdul Carter, so why not? What the hell? Let's go with it. But that would be copyright infringement, so we would never do that. There goes that first strike at the YouTube channel.
Rats.
Oh, it's bound to happen. All right, guys, let's get into the very first group here, which we're just talking about here to a certain degree, kind of muddled in between our poop jokes and other players here. We got to talk about the quarterback room. Let's be honest, that's the biggest change we have this entire offseason. I know people are all excited about other things that we've done as well, but let's be honest, that's the biggest group that has changed this year. So to recap, in case anybody's forgotten, this year we have Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Jaxson Dart, and Tommy DeVito. Last year, we had a pile of poop.
That's put it nicely.
So last year, Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, and Tommy DeVito. Mac, you are the guests, so you're supposed to go first. I believe that's the cordial rule.
Well, I mean, look, Russell Wilson and everything. I mean, he doesn't really bring that much more excitement to me, but at the end of the day, this is significantly an upgrade from number 8. Significant upgrade.
You paused when you said significantly. I thought you were about to say unlimited. I was this close to
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
So, I mean, that's why I've been a little more kind of on the excited side, because Russell Wilson, he's not the Seattle Russ back in the day, and by no means, but he's still it's just such more refreshing. I mean, I feel like at least you got a guy that can at least throw the ball competently to our receivers and to our weapons, distribute the ball a little bit better. I mean, Daniel Jones just wasn't it. And that whole quarterback room last year just wasn't it. I don't know how we landed on that. I just don't understand how that can even happen. How
it feels like we lost a bet last year, right? Like,
it seems like we lost quite a few bets
with these 3. Oh my gosh!
It's just like, how do you go into a season and that's your room? Like these are the guys we're going with right here. These guys right here.
Like, it's like if you were joining the Giants fandom, you'd be like, wait a minute, are you kidding? Is like somebody else coming out of the curtain? Like, is this like a surprise thing? Like,
yeah,
that's it. We're going for. We got confidence in this group.
For a surprise QB.
Yeah, like, whoo.
So
it's just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I think it's just been upgraded all across the board, all the way down. I mean, every level has been upgraded. I mean, he still got Tommy DeVito, but he's 4th, so he doesn't really matter anyway. So,
yeah, you see him on the field, something went terribly wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, here, I'm going to ask this of both you two. Okay. Daniel Jones or Russell Wilson?
Russ all day.
Yeah, Russell Wilson for sure.
Here we go.
I would take Russell Wilson in another year from now over DJ from 2 years ago.
Here you go. Daniel Jones or Jameis Winston?
Winston,
absolutely. I'm taking Winston too.
Daniel Jones or Jaxson Dart?
You know where I'm going with this.
I would probably have to say Dart, but that's just because I haven't seen him play. That gives me a little hesitation. Because at least you know what you got, and at least you know what you got with DJ.
I felt like just Saturday, and that game Saturday, Jaxson Dart showed me more pocket presence and more awareness than Daniel Jones showed me in 6 years, just in that small sample size on Saturday. I mean, I just feel more comfortable with him. I would feel more comfortable with Jaxson Dart than Daniel Jones ever again.
So that brings me to Daniel Jones or Tommy DeVito.
Well, yeah.
Oh, well.
That was like a flip of a coin 2 years ago. Last year, I'll probably go DJ, but it's still a flip of a coin.
But think about that. We're going to have we're literally having a discussion if Daniel Jones is better or not than our fourth string quarterback. And I'm not trying to be cool to the guy. Like, honestly, like, I wish the best for him. I really do. I wish I was wrong about him. He's a really nice guy by all counts. But that's sad when we're having a conversation whether our fourth best quarterback, who might not make the roster or the practice squad, may be better than our starting quarterback of last year.
Yeah.
It's tough, but I see DJ was a number 6 overall pick, where Tommy DeVito just wasn't drafted. I mean, it's just almost like I'd almost go with DeVito just because of that, because the production isn't much different. But one was a first round pick, and the other one just was undrafted.
It was a no round pick.
I mean, I look at it this way: the Giants literally went from having one of the worst, if not the worst, quarterback room in the entire NFL to having one that, if you're legitimate at being like unbiased and taking your Giants gear off for a second and just looking as a football analyst, probably still a below average quarterback room, but such an increase in talent. Like, we're going from like spot number 31, 32 to spot number like 18. And I'm giving us a little height because of the depth we have. You know what I'm saying? Like, Russell Wilson is not the 18th best starting quarterback, probably. It's somewhere probably in the low 20s, if we're being honest about it. But because of the depth, I'm moving us up a little to like, without looking at every single room and doing that right now, because people be bored waiting for me to give the actual answer. I'm going to say we're probably around that 18 spot, like just below average.
No, 18
is probably fair. Like, I was about to say, like, I would take Russ over a lot of starting quarterbacks right now, because you have an experienced quarterback that's been in the league for a long time, and it's led, granted it was the Seahawks, but he's led a lot of football teams and seasons to being very successful. So you can't take that away from him. Eliminate his cringiness, his overindulgence of trying to sell himself as a good guy. Yeah, it could be a little much. But did he poop the bed with the Broncos the first year? Yeah. But did he play a lot better the second year with the change in the coaching staff? Yes, he did. You go back to last year. Was he the rest of the Seahawks? No, but was he better than at least, we'll say, 40% of the league? Yeah. So that's where you get like 18 from. But like, he's got the experience. So I would say.
Yeah, but saying he's experience, let's be honest, it's a nice way of saying he's old.
Well, but I mean, like you said, I feel like a year ago, he still threw for more touchdown passes than our whole quarterback room did combined, I feel like, last year still. So.
100% he did.
I think
he can still throw
touchdowns in the entire quarterback room combined, I feel like.
Yeah. And listen, he can still throw
game, of course. Taking out the Colts game.
Yeah. I mean, he can still throw deep ball very well, which is something that Giants haven't been able to do since year 2 of DJ.
And real quick, is something fan going or something? There's like a lot of like a blowing sound going on there. Which
that's just you.
I didn't mean to say it that way. It came out.
I don't know, it could be my vent. I don't know.
But yeah, like I said, I really think that's the big difference there is we're excited about this quarterback room while still understanding that it's probably still below average. And that just shows you how far we've gone up, but still how far we have to go. I think in the end, how good Jaxson Dart looks is what's going to determine this quarterback room in the end. Because if Jaxson Dart is as good as Dable seems to think he is, then you're going to sit there and knock us up a couple more pegs where we actually have an above average quarterback room potentially. How weird does that sound? Above average. Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been above average the word Giants next to each other in a long time. Yeah. Feels like forever. So, but yeah, so I definitely upgraded that one. I say we went from like an F to like a C plus or a B minus. We're giving a grade.
I would say a B. I would say B. I would just give a solid B.
A solid B. That's it. Ooh. No, actually, you got better than me. I said C plus B minus. You actually went better than me.
Yeah, I did. Because I think a lot of people they're putting Russ down. Like, I think too far down the ladder where he should be. And because of the room, like, we got Winston, who is right now the best backup in the league. Which, you put him to start, he's not going to embarrass us too much.
Yeah.
So, and I think both our play styles will help mesh with this offense the way it's been set up.
Yeah. I mean, it should all mesh together. That's for sure. Now, Deb says Jones was never a number 6 pick. You're 100% right, but he has been a pick 6.
Few.
Yeah, quite a bit.
All right, let's move into the room I think is going to give us a little more discussion on whether or not it's an upgrade or not. I think, let's be honest, quarterback's obviously an upgrade. What about the running back group? I mean, does Skattebo really make this group that much better? Because I feel like if you look at this roster, Tyrone Tracy, Devin Singletary, Cam Skattebo, Eric Gray, Turbo Miller, the same exact group you basically had last year, just Skattebo being added. And you're hoping that Tyrone Tracy's obviously better in year 2. That's a big question mark because there's no guarantee that running backs actually improve in year 2. And Skattebo is a rookie, and it's not he's I get it. The Raiders are excited because of Genty, though maybe after that first game they're not so excited. But I get it when they're excited. I feel like we got to recognize this is a day 3 pick, guys. Like, don't get me wrong, they hit sometimes. But if you want to go down the percentages of ones that actually hit, it's not the highest percentage in the world. And I feel like we're acting because we love the personality that Skattebo is going to be like this great part of this running game here. Like, we got to be legit about what he is. He's a guy who's a little undersized, who's not very fast, who has hamstring issues, and only looked, really great the last year in college. So I want to be excited about him. I really do. Like, again, that's what I worried about. Where we're to be all negative, on this thing. But I feel like people are acting like, oh, it's going to be a great running back room. It's got Skattebo now. It's the whole room is loaded. Like, is it? Like, am I crazy for saying that it's a possibility, but to look at it as a foregone conclusion, it's just absolutely insane.
Yes, I think it's a lot to put on the shoulders of a day 3 pick. But I will say it's definitely an improvement overall from last year because we put a lot of hope in Singletary, which I kind of said at the beginning of the year, like he's a good running back, but he's never been like that dude to be like a solid RB1. And Tracy kind of took the reins over that, which was a great surprise. One of the big pickups that, granted it was week 1 of preseason, was Turbo Miller. Like, we sung that song of him last year, and they didn't really play him, utilize him. But they did this, last week. It looked great. So if he could have a season like that, that's kind of how Tracy looked in preseason last year. So
I don't think we're expecting 100 yards a game out of Turbo.
No. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But I'm saying
like that.
Well, I'm saying last year you look into the room, you're like, oh, Singletary is such a great player, and then we got Tracy and we got Miller, and hopefully things work out.
Yeah,
that's kind of where you went. Now you're like, all right, Singletary is probably going to be our number 2, maybe 3.
Probably so 2 to start, maybe 3.
Yeah.
I think.
But that's an improvement straight there from last year. So your number 1 from last year is going to be your number 3 because of the draft pick you put last year and this year.
I would say you have higher expectations of the group than you had at the beginning of last year. That's 100% true. But knowing what we know from Tracy from last year is what I'm saying. At the end of the year, will we say the Giants running back group is better than last year or this year when it's all said and done?
I think we're going to say it's better. I think because last year I might have been in a small minority group too. I may have been, but I thought Tyrone Tracy was outperforming Devin Singletary like throughout the spring and summer, even a season ago. And I thought the only thing that really held him back in the beginning of the year was just that, him being a rookie, still fairly new to the position. And just Singletary had the experience, so they just kind of were just more stubborn to go along with Singletary. And the role with Singletary really never really did his whole career. He was never really a truly that starter, bell cow running back. And with Giants, we tried to make him that. And like as if he was going to come in and replace the real number 26 that we used to have. So I just felt like,
please stand up.
Yeah.
I repeat, with a real 26, please stand up.
So I think the running back, as far as with Cam Skattebo, we still haven't seen him on the field yet here in the NFL, but I think with him, it's more of something I feel like he has within him. I think he's the kind of guy that just has this will to succeed. Like he's just not going to be, he's going to, like he just has the mentality of someone who won't be denied. And I think that could serve the Giants running back room well too. So I just think he just has something in him, that dog in him.
He's got that grittiness in him. And that's what I'm saying, like that nitty and gritty.
Gritty.
It's been a while since I said that.
I know. You got a Chris Berman on us there. It was great.
Got a little nitty and gritty.
Football Giants.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, you got addition to Miller. You saw what he could do. Like the Giants kind of took the training wheels off him a little bit during last week. And listen, if you put him back out there, and he's a great receiving running back. So he just proved it last week. But once again, it's preseason. Yeah. But you put him in a couple games and he starts sneaking up towards the end of the year, and you're like, wow, this guy's really good. And that's just in addition to how much more depth we have.
Now the one thing that does concern me about the room though is Tyrone Tracy obviously, as of right now, has a history of putting the ball on the ground, and he's going to have to definitely work on that and figure something out.
Oh yeah,
and even with Skattebo, he had it like his last year at Arizona State. He had a little fumbling problem himself. He probably could have been a higher draft pick if it wasn't for that. Honestly, that's probably one of the things that held him back as well in the draft. But so I think that's something that could be concerning about the New York Giants running back room. But I think overall, just as a group, I kind of feel a little better this year than last year because Eric Gray. I didn't want that guy on the team last year. Let alone.
We didn't want him during the draft.
So I think just maybe moving on from him kind of helps improve the room.
If you look at the room again, we're talking in the preseason, so we don't know fully what's going to happen in the final roster, and there's 2 more games to go, and things can change if somebody all of a sudden starts playing better. But I think Eric Gray, with the injuries got there, is really what's kind of really hurting him. He's already shown he can't do special teams. We already know this. Like, if I see that man go to return one more goddamn punt, it's bad. Like, I would rather have Richie James come out of retirement and start taking punts against the Seahawks than to see Eric Gray back there one more goddamn time. That's where I'm at. Turbo Miller should take his spot, as far as I'm concerned. So you got Turbo Miller in there. You go ahead and you keep, Skattebo in there as well. You're going to have 4 running backs in that scenario. That's going to be hard to fit. I think they might try to do it because I think someone's going to want Turbo. If he continues even playing close to what he did last week, I'm saying if he has another a 40-yard game and then another 50-yard game or something like that, not even the 100 yards, someone's going to go, screw it, we're taking this damn good. And they're not going to try to catch him because they know someone's going to take him. They want
that speed alone. Yeah, that speed alone is something that
he thinks fast speed.
We talked about it before, last year. He would have broke the 440 record. Yeah, if he was in the combine, he
would have been the best running back at almost every single physical test last year. Point blank. That's the kind of gifted athlete he is.
Yeah.
So
once again with an amazing background story. If you guys haven't listened to it, hey, Drew can tell you where to go.
It's on our page. Just search him, you'll find it. It's the very first video we did on him. But yeah, I mean, I think that's what's going to be happening. Is they're going to have to find a way to sneak a fourth running back onto this roster just to not lose Miller, and Eric Gray's going to be the odd man out. So I mean, assuming that's what happens, then you're looking at a scenario where it's a better room for that move alone, because I just dislike Eric Gray that much. But then throw in the fact that Adebo, should be a helpful tool to what Scree will find out, but at least a helpful tool. And Tracy should hopefully be better in his second year. And it's a better, like I said, it's a better group overall. I don't think it's like game changing and oh my God, this room's amazing now. But it's a slight improvement, I would say. So, if I was to say B- last year, maybe a solid B this year.
I was going to say like a B-.
Yeah, I'll give like the B range as well.
Yeah. I actually might even be like between like a C+, B-.
You just love the C+, B-. I'm noticing this.
No. I said solid B in the quarterback room. You said C+, B-.
You call me a B.
I did, you B.
Anyway, let's get to the receivers, guys. That's another rule we got to talk about here. That, quite frankly, I don't know. Did we really do anything in this group at all? Like,
it's not much change now. I think
seriously?
it's pretty much the same.
And I feel like you look at, and again, I'm just going to talk about the top four guys, because that's what really matters. Let's be honest. The guys who are like receiver 5 and 6 may get like 5 catches the whole damn year. Let's be honest. That's where they're at. Or there'll be guys that are called receivers, just return punts, just so we don't have to see Eric Gray ever again. So you got Malik Nabers, Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton, Jalen Hyatt. Last year you had Malik Nabers, Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton, Jalen Hyatt. It's the same goddamn group. And what the Giants are really banking on, let's be honest, it's two things they're banking on. They're banking on the fact that Malik Nabers gets a little better in his second year. They're banking on the fact that the improved quarterback play should improve the wide receiver play just by default, without the receivers even improving. And they're both solid things to say. That being said, I can't sit there and say the room improved.
No.
They're pretty much the same.
Same goddamn room. And Wan'Dale Robinson, I think, is the one guy who will probably see the most improvement from his quarterback change, because he won't hopefully be targeted 3.8 yards down the field. But, Malik Nabers was already shown to be an elite receiver as far as I'm concerned, what he did last year. I'm sorry, 1,200 yards with freaking Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, and Tommy DeVito.
Don't forget about Boyle one game.
As a rookie wide receiver is the equivalent of winning a playoff game with the Browns. Like, that's a feat. That's an accomplishment. It's like winning a 3-legged race with one leg.
Ooh. Which leg is it?
I don't know, the middle one. But it really, like, think about how much that had to hamper him. It had to. There's no way that doesn't.
Oh, 100%. We talked about like early in the season when DJ was overthrowing him, underthrowing him. He could have caught the ball like a little more often. There were some plays that some friends were trying to get mad at Nabers. I think it was game 2 where you're like, oh, you should go for that, reached more. But there's just so many balls that are just overthrown his way or just misplaced.
Yeah.
Just think, you get a confident quarterback like Russ or that throws the ball deep pretty well, and you don't have to take all these risks. You just catch the ball.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, I feel like just the ball placement on all these receivers. I mean, like Darius Slayton. Look at Darius Slayton. All he knows in the NFL is Daniel Jones. Like, that's it. Like, that's it. They came in the same draft class. That's the same year. That's all he's dealt with his whole career. He has no idea what it's like to play with a competent quarterback at all. Yeah. I mean, Wan'Dale Robinson as well. I mean, they just don't. They've never experienced that. So to me, I think just those guys are both. I think you're going to see better versions of both of those guys just because with improved quarterback play. I'm not saying either one of them are like top receivers in the league by no means, but at the end of it, I think you'll see a big improvement from both of them. I mean, you'll see Darius Slayton's skill set unlock a little bit more down the field. I would like to assume with Russell Wilson, get some more big plays out of him. And Wan'Dale Robinson, maybe you can get some passes out in front of him. Maybe you can get a little bit of yak, something. I mean, it was just bad. I'm watching Wan'Dale Robinson reach behind him, reach down to his ankles, trying to corral passes last year. Just like it's ridiculous.
He looked like a deer in headlights some of the times because like he was so close to like the ball being thrown at his knees where he has to bend over to try to catch the ball and looks up and there's already a defender about to hit him. Like he's already 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Like, what did you want out of this guy?
Well, all I heard is Wan'Dale with a reach around. He's on his knees.
What's his number?
Oh my gosh! But I mean, you want to hear a really scary thing? Remember who Darius Slayton's quarterback was in college?
I was about to ask that.
Jarrett Stidham.
Oh wow!
Poor bastard.
Like that poor man never had a quarterback. I'm curious to see who his quarterback was in high school. Like, hopefully, at one point, he had somebody.
Garrett Wilson.
Somebody. Who apparently his quarterback was Tyler Queen in high school, by the way, and I have no clue who that is. So, yeah, I just this poor guy. So, yeah, like I said, I think that's probably. Like I said, it's a level group. I don't think there's even a change whatsoever. And everybody in the comments, I see all agreeing that with Jay, they're saying the room is completely toothless without Malik Nabers. 100% correct. It's about as toothless as a dragon in DreamWorks films. So it's definitely that's what it is. I mean, there's no way around it. We also, of course, have as far as I'm going to group them in with this year, the tight ends. Not much change there either. Let's be honest here. Last year, you got Theo Johnson, Chris Manhertz, Daniel Bellinger, and a little bit towards the end, you got Greg Dulcich. Well, you got the same exact room this year. Theo Johnson, Chris Manhertz, Daniel Bellinger, Greg Dulcich, with just Thomas Fidone thrown in the mix there. Like, am I going to think a 7th round pick that's had 2 ACL surgeries on the same knee is going to be the difference maker?
He fits in the room with the ACL surgery.
Again, I don't want to come off as uber negative, though I feel like I always do in the show, but I just try to be the realist. Like, are we really counting on a 7th round pick coming off 2 ACL tears in the same exact knee to be the guy who go ahead and fixes a room or adds great value to the room?
No.
I mean, no.
His own coach said, I told him to go in the NFL while he still has a shot. His own coach said that.
I think with Fidone, I think it's just a story. Kind of people just love the story. I guess. I mean, just kind of hope for the best for the guy. He's been through a lot. Coming out of high school, he was actually obviously a top recruit, and then the injuries happened in college, and it just pretty much derailed his football career, kind of, so to speak. The fact that he was even drafted at all still says a lot about him.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it's tough.
He did have good catches last weekend, so I don't want to say that he's nothing. He's a nobody. Like we talked about, obviously we drafted him when coming out of high school. He was actually ranked higher than Brock Bowers, who just broke the all-time NFL rookie receptions, not just tight end, all-time rookie receptions. Like that's pretty goddamn impressive. So yeah, like I want to definitely give him the props for what he was, but I feel like he's one of those players that it's going to be like, what could have been? He's Nebraska's version of David Wilson for us.
Man, where are they now?
I don't even know where he's, where David Wilson is. Last time I heard he was running track and field, but I think it's been enough years he's probably had to retire from that. I would imagine so.
You would think so.
I mean,
I would think it was a young man's game. I don't know. I'm not young.
I mean, you're right. Fidone did have a couple of good catches last week, but if you really watch him, he kind of runs like robotic. I mean, like
because he's a robot.
And it's just, I mean, he could have maybe some degree of value in the red zone, perhaps, maybe, but
Oh,
That ain't run.
Oh my gosh. We also got to give a shout out here to Jay. Gives a 4-9 super chat. So cheers, boys. I love the consistency. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support to the show.
Gracias. Yes, thank you.
Also says this feels like the battle of the beards. Listen, it's
yes.
Here's what happens. And it's funny because beards are a thing I feel like younger people like in their like 20s don't ever do it. We all get beards as we get older. And I don't know if it's because we start thinning on top and we just want to grow the hair somewhere or what the deal is. But it's like it's funny how like you rarely see somebody who's like 19, 20 years old growing out a full beard.
Called hipsters.
They do get those stupid 70s porn stashes now. Like, who the hell thought that looked good? Let's bring that back of all things. I'm sorry. That looks so stupid. Those like weird lumberjack ones. No, you don't have it. You have a beard. I'm saying the full-on lumberjack like style beard, like you came out of a freaking hippie van at that point to a Bob Ross video. It just looks stupid. You know what I'm talking about. You do. So go on beard rants here.
I'm gonna shave it all and leave the little pencil mustache like I'm Vincent Price.
Jay says, I think I go with Drew's beard. Rob's looks too mountain Viking like. They said Rob needs to unite his passions and use the Flowbee vacuum cleaner. Oh yes, the Flowbee.
It's sucking my will to live.
Tell that as an accessory at that point while you're at work. That'd be hilarious. Listen, it's a thing. At some point during the show, we're going to mention Rob selling vacuum cleaners and the Golden Corral. That's just what it is. And now I just said the Golden Corral, so we've technically already done it. We've technically done it.
Sing along to some crappy song, which we already started doing before the show started.
Listen, if they weren't all closing down, I would suggest the Golden Corral should go ahead and sponsor us. But at this point, they need sponsoring themselves. At this point.
Harmony.
Oh my gosh, it's bad. It's bad. We're gonna have to come up with like a new restaurant if the Golden Corral closes. Like, do we go to CC's Pizza or something like that? You guys have CC's up there?
No.
Okay, it's like a Chuck E. Cheese without the mouse, basically, and it's unlimited pizza while you go there.
Oh,
I've never been, but I've seen the commercials. I feel like that's not a place for adults.
I was about to say, you can be an adult. You've probably gone on the list somewhere.
I have no children. You know how weird I feel going there. I'd be the guy like security's keeping on, sir. Why are you here? You have no children. Pizza's not good. There's no reason to be here.
Yeah.
You guys have a skee ball. I want to play the skee ball.
Let's be talking about no ski around these kids.
Oh my god. We're getting canceled one day. It's gonna happen. Listen, I think people like the fact that we're not afraid to make the joke. So that's what it is. So many people are so afraid nowadays. Oh, I'm going to upset somebody. Who cares? Everybody's upset no matter what you do in life. That's life. I've just reached the age of my life where I don't give a damn what piss off. It is what it is.
Yeah, listen. I got a big birthday tomorrow, but I can't wait for another 25, 30 years just so I can say whatever the hell I want. And no one can say anything.
You can do it now. Trust me. You started the whole grouch thing early. Like,
yeah, but he's like, oh, he's so young to be grouchy. You can't do that. Yeah, just wait till like older in life. No one ever, respect.
No one ever says you're too young, Rob. Don't you worry. If that's your concern, don't you worry.
I feel like you look salty. Ooh.
Look, I'm old too. I already said it. I call myself old all the time. Anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand here. We're talking about beards and pizza places and Rob being old and doing his haircut with vacuum cleaners. Like, we're just getting so sidetracked. Let's pop a riddle and let's go for it. So anyway, it's the same exact goddamn group. My biggest hope is going to be that Theo Johnson starts, and I want to say balling out because I don't think he's ever going to be that guy. Crazier things have happened. It's not impossible. But I think he ends up with being a guy who's like a ceiling. Correct me if I'm wrong. If somebody thinks I'm crazy for this, say it. Like a Dallas Goedert in Philly.
No, I think that's fair.
I think that's what I see him as his ceiling. Like a guy that's going to get 500-600 yards a season consistently, be a decent blocker, but never a guy that you're like, oh, we got to have him in line for the running game. You know, like that's the kind of guy he's going to be, I think.
That's pretty fair.
You know, and if he is, that's a nice upgrade over who it was last year. That helps the group a lot. But I can't just assume it's going to happen. So off of current knowledge, I'm going to say the Giants get a C+ at tight end and stay the same exact spot they were last year.
I'd probably just even leave it as C-.
I'm kind of more leaning towards that C-. Also,
yeah, I'm like so
teetering towards a D. Teetering towards a D, to be honest. I mean, I'm just not overly impressed with the room, right on paper at least. I'm not
Rob, I thought you.
Myself, I was like,
You didn't mean it like that, Rob. Wow. I'm telling you, we're gonna get no more guests here ever again. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's get into the room that has been the most talked about group on the offense basically since the dawn of time. The one that, let's be honest, none of us want to talk about because it's a sad topic. The offensive line, is it finally fixed? Now, again, you can look at this offensive line room and go, did they really change anything? It's the same goddamn starting lineup. Andrew Thomas, John Running Jr., JMS, Greg Van Roden, at least for now. We'll find out. You know, that's the one's not set in stone yet, but that's what we assume it's going to be for now. And, of course, Jermaine Illuminor holds a special place in our heart. One of the most unsung heroes here on the Giants. But the backups is where everything changes now. Like, it's been like 2 years in a row that we're really pulling people off the couch at that point, including John Pugh.
Look at you.
Justin Pugh, to go ahead and play tackle for us because of the injuries. You know, always did Andrew Thomas, but I was trying to be nice about him. I'm going to say it. You know, the main guy we had to tackle, though, the last couple of years has been Josh Ezeudu, who literally on this show we use as a verb. When someone Josh Ezeudu's you, it's they play you out of position. Because he's a goddamn guard. He's not a tackle. We finally admit. Like, it took 17 years to move Evan Neal to his rightful spot. You know? So, you know, you had him. You had Aaron Stinney. You know, Jake Kubas, who we didn't want to play, but we kind of did have to play. Evan Neal, who, you know, would look good at the run game last year, but, you know, couldn't pass block for the life of him or any quarterback behind him.
Still can't.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. You know, you go this year now, and let's be honest, out of all the backups, the one everybody's the most excited about is Marcus Mbow, who, you know, listen, he's played everywhere in training camp. Like, he could just be the backup for literally every single offensive line position, basically. And I don't think the fans would be very upset at that. But Marcus Mbow has played right tackle, like we said, the last couple of days when Jermaine Illuminor has been out as his wife gave birth to their newest child there, and has looked good. You know, so there's something to be excited about change-wise. You got, of course, James Hudson, who I wish they would throw his contract into the Hudson. Like, he's just not good. I don't understand the move. I'm still confused by it. You know, you go out and get Stone Forsythe as well, who at least has some experience playing tackle, but again, sucks. You know, Josh Ezeudu still somewhere out there. I don't know where he is exactly. He's kind of lost in space. Danger Will Robinson. Like, I don't know where to even put him at this point. You know, Evan Neal finally gets moved to guard, and I know people are excited, but there's no guarantee that works out. Still got Jake Kubas, who I'm not excited about. I never have been. I thought that was ridiculous to, like, I feel like the Giants last year were like trying to bubble wrap him, like, ooh, he's going to be good. Just give him 1 year with us. He's going to be really good. Why would he be undrafted if he was that goddamn good? Like, I get it. Some guys that are undrafted make it. Obviously, every once in a blue moon, you get a Victor Cruz. I get it. But that's the way they treated him. Like, he was guaranteed to be the next Victor Cruz of the offensive line. Like the JPP of tight ends back in the day. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous the way they treated this kid. He's just not that good. But
yeah,
I'm still trying to figure out the fascination with Joshua Ezeudu. That, to me, that 2 years ago when he got Daniel Jones absolutely I mean, I thought Daniel Jones I thought he took his soul that game in Miami. I really did. Joshua Zudu got that guy absolutely killed. To me, there's no reason to have him on the team still. After that, I would have been done with him after that alone. Like, let alone trying to make the team again a season ago and still trot him out there as like your first backup swing tackle. Like, that's the best we have after somebody goes down. Seriously, one of our starters go down, and Joshua Zudu is the best we have.
That's just how you know. That's just how you know that TJ is a good guy, because Josh Zudu got that guy ass handed to him, and he still was like, he's a great guy. Let him show up to work. Love him. He should be back on the team. Fantastic.
Maybe we should go ahead and make new shirts for the Goofball store saying Azudu is doo-doo.
Azudu is the poo-poo. Is the doo-doo.
Like the Giants always kind of just fall in love with these certain guys. Like, I remember the guy Matt Pert that they just kept around for like over and over all these years. Like, what are we doing?
A corner, like he was one-on-one battle with the corner and lost. That's the scary part. And yet Denver managed to make him their swing tackle last year.
Crazy.
And it shows. That's why I keep saying the Giants are at least some of the problem. Like Jay says here, the common denominator is switching all their positions. Ridiculous. He's right. And the scary thing is that kind of scares me with Mbow a little bit right now, because Mbow has looked good, but they keep on moving around. He's left tackle, right tackle. He's played guard. He's played center. Give him a spot. Let him learn a craft.
That's facts, especially on the offensive line, because it's about so much about continuity and them gelling together. You can't just keep moving guys all around, all over the place. Like, take what Jermaine Luminor said the other day. Like, he said this is the best he's felt coming into a training camp, because it's like the first year where he can just focus on one position and not have to be worrying about this, they playing the other side or playing guard or playing whatever. He just can focus on being the right tackle. And he just said he's so much more comfortable like with that. So I don't understand it either.
Yeah, the whole thing's crazy. Jay says, I want DJ to go in and order 100 vacuums from Rob and return them right before his commission check is printed.
That's a dick move.
DJ would honor his order.
Yeah,
even if
you return them the week after.
Say what you want. He was a shitty quarterback, but he was a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think anybody ever needs 100 vacuum cleaners.
You never know. You try to buy them wholesale and then resell.
Oh my gosh. So where I'm at with the offensive line is I feel like it's very similar to where I'm at with the quarterback room right now, where it's a little hard to read because I feel like one player is going to change my opinion potentially of this offensive line. And it's Mbow of all people. If Mbow is as good as some people think he is, and I don't think anybody's saying he's going to be, the next Andrew Thomas. Like, I don't think that kind of craziness is happening. But if he's a legitimate starting caliber offensive lineman, you got somebody on the bench that can play any position, and that's a big upgrade and a nice thing to have at a group that's basically dealt with nothing but injuries forever. So, I give this group last year a D+, because again, they were good before they got injured, but there's always the injury, so I can't get them up too high. So like a D+. So I'm going to take a C-. Slight upgrade. It's still a better depth group than it was, but it's nothing changed in the starter. So it's hard for me to go like, oh, they improved so much. But I'm going to give them a slight notch because the depth pieces are better. Even if I disagree with some of the depth pieces. I'm going to you, James Hudson, third. Esquire.
Mac?
I mean, I got to see these guys play. It's hard right now. They're just a D for me until they prove to be better than that.
Yeah, listen, I agree with you. I'm going to have to give them the D too.
You're a little scared of giving us here.
No, but seriously, like your starting offensive line is pretty much has been changed. You moved a couple pieces around. Yeah, you got some more depth, but you couldn't really see what we had to its full potential last year. Of where this offensive line could have gone because they all got beat up and hurt. All right, so is injury going to happen again this year? Probably. So let's see where that goes. And the depth part of it is where it's going to come into play.
Book and tackles. Everyone gets one. Oh my gosh. Deb says Priscilla made a difference. And yes, 100%. Like I said, they were much better before all the injuries. My concern of why I can't give them a higher grade, though, is just I don't have any faith the injuries won't happen again, especially to Thomas, the most important player on this offensive line by far, who we still can't get on the field, by the way. So, like, we have
he was hopeful for week 1, his own words. So
hopeful. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful to win the lottery.
I know. Me too. I got to be in it to win it, though.
Yes, that's the problem. I do break even by not playing. And Jay says, I'll feel a lot better if they re-sign Jermaine and Mbow can develop. Yeah. I mean, that's honestly the two biggest moves they can make right now. It's not there's an all-pro, center sitting around at home going, I wish the Giants would call me. Like, we got what we got. We got what we got, guys. And then he says, I'm hopeful Goofballs actually starts at 6. Well, we start at 9 first off. Your weird West Coast time will not affect us.
Be way off.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. He's California. That's why he's doing that.
San Diego.
We will start one day on time, and that day will be the day that Rob can't make it.
Hey, wait. We're on time that day.
All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and pay the bills real quick. Then we're going to come back and talk about the good old defense here. We got to get back onto the D again.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the Goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
All righty. See, and Rob left to go buy some Goofball merchandise, apparently. All right, so we gotta put this one back up for him, by the way, because he said, all Giant content creators start at 6. What he means 9, obviously. When you're 10 minutes late, people go elsewhere. Thank you, Jay. I keep telling that to Rob. Man, gotta be on Coughlin time, goddammit. And Deb says, hit that like button. Oh yeah. And Jay says, Mac the Goofball. I feel like Jay is determined to get a third person on the show permanently. Like, he just groups everybody onto it. It have to be 3 Giant Goofballs then, and that would just not work. It's like going down from 8-minute abs to 7-minute abs or 6-minute abs. It doesn't work, okay? That's the number. That's the number. All right, guys. Let's get back into, like I said, talk about this roster here. We got to go over the defense. And the biggest thing we got to talk about here is, of course, the defensive tackles. I feel like it's the group that never gets talked about. I know it's not the sexy thing to talk about, even though we do have Sexy Dexy there in the picture. The irony, but I know it's not the one that people really, really, really want to talk about. But listen, it is what it is. Like, that is a group that we need to go ahead and work on here. That's one of there was 2 groups that we talked about last year as being issues. Big time going into this. We said the defensive line, this is defense, I should say, the 2 issues. We already knew about all the issues on offense. That was pretty obvious last year. we knew the defensive line was going to be an issue because you looked at Dexter Lawrence. You had Nacho, who point blank was a guy who, again, Nacho is Nacho. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful of the man. He's a decent run stopping guy that you shouldn't count on to play a major role. He should be a role player on your defense. But he's been forced into being a major role because all we keep putting out there are 6th and 7th round draft picks and undrafted rookie free agents. Like, that's how you fix a defensive tackle position, apparently. Doesn't work. So last year, along with the sexy Dexy, who point blank, if he stayed healthy, could have been the defensive player of the year in the entire NFL. You got on there, again, Nacho, Raheem Nunez-Roches, Elijah Chapman was a nice surprise. Corey Durden, Jordan Riley, DJ Davidson, and Armon Watts. And I'm not even including people that were like on for like just a little bit of time. There was a couple guys that just popped in every so often at that point, Casey Rogers type of people. I'm not even including them in that mix. That is a who's who group. And what I mean is, you ask most people in the NFL that aren't Giants fans, they'll go, who? Like, you got 2 guys that are legit NFL players there. One guy that we think may be in Chapman, but again, 1 year is too early to tell how much of a player he's going to be long term. That's it. Like I said, we were banging the table saying, go get some goddamn tackles.
I mean, I do agree. Nacho definitely is not it. He's definitely not it. I feel like he serves that purpose, but we're asking him to do more than what I feel like he's truly capable of. You know, it's just he'd be a nice little rotational piece. You know, come in, give a guy a blow. He helps in the run in the run game in the run stuff stopping, but he doesn't bring much to the table as far as pass interior and the pass rush. And I get it. I mean, they went out, they got Darius Alexander. He's been off to a very slow start thus far, but
injured though. In all fairness, like I feel like people aren't talking about that enough. He's been injured. We got to give him time. Probably not fully healthy yet.
Plus, and that's what I'm with. I agree with you. I feel like people throwing the bust word out is still way too soon for that. Just got to give this guy a chance. I mean, it's just got to give him time.
Not even week 1 we're to call a bust. That makes sense. But we're putting Marcus Mbow into the Giants Ring of Honor.
I just feel like I think, and I can say I'm guilty a little bit myself because I was excited for the Darius Alexander pick. People I think just had higher expectations sooner. I thought he was going to be more of an instant impact, you know, a guy that was going to come in.
Give it a couple weeks, he might be. We don't know the injury part of it. We don't know the injury situation. He could still be dealing with some of the after effects of that. You know, but what's that? We're doing little musical chairs here as Rob has popped back in here. So let's see here. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Everybody's back in the rightful spot there.
Duck, duck, goose.
And Jay says, time, he's like 25. I'm not saying give him 5 years to get better. I'm saying let's let him play his first NFL game before we call him a bust. Like, that's not fair to do that to the kid. You know, and he's in a position where, like I said, I thought he'd be a starting player. I thought he was that good. He'd be a starting defensive tackle for us here. And if you look at the way this is, it doesn't matter if he's not, because he's still an upgraded room. You got Dexter and Nacho still. You got Elijah Chapman still, obviously. You got Darius Alexander, like we're talking about here. And Rob, what are you doing?
What happened? I don't know what's going on here.
Yes, ignore Jenny. I can just delete.
He has the physical tools. You know, he just has to learn to put them all together at this level. I mean, I feel like let's give him a little bit more time. I think we can still get something out of him. Like, I feel confident we can still get something out of him. It could be the injury thing helped slow him down. He's a little behind the 8 ball a little bit, so to speak. So, I mean, I'm still willing to give this kid some time. You got to give him a fair opportunity.
Yeah, and he's also, you also got now Roy Robertson-Harris. You got Jeremiah Ledbetter. Like, you got actual veteran guys who, again, these are not like world beater, all pro guys. They're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe we got Jeremiah Ledbetter. Like, But if you don't think Jeremiah Ledbetter is a huge upgrade over Armon Watts, DJ Davidson, or Jordan Riley, or Corey Durden, like that's an upgrade. We have, so I think we've definitely upgraded this position. Last year I probably would have given it a B-. As much as I'm a huge fan, obviously, of Sexy Dex because he's, again, the best defensive tackle in all of football. I don't care what you goddamn Chiefs fans say. He's played with scrubs all alongside him for the most part of his career. But I don't know what I even give him this year, to be honest. Like, it's a better group, but is it that much better? Like, it's not like we signed, a household name kind of defensive tackle. We just got some solid veterans. Let's be honest. We got more nachos. Now we have a bowl of nachos, basically.
I don't know, but Roy Robertson-Harris has been he's been fairly impressive, though. I can say he's impressed me. He's a little better than what I thought he was going to be when we initially signed him. I thought it was just kind of like okay, whatever. We got Roy Robertson-Harris, but he's kind of showing me a little something, and maybe it could be just from being around some of the other talented guys, he's getting a little bit more out of them. So
playing next to Dexter Lawrence is never going to hurt. Let's be honest.
Yeah, for real.
But I just think, like I said, that, like I said, it's an improved group. But I can't sit there and say it's like, oh my God, it's amazing now. Oh, this is such a strength. Like, it is a strength because you got Dexter Lawrence there. But like, I'd go up like one notch, and that's, maybe like, maybe a B.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that might be generous for me. I'm thinking more in the C range.
Is Dexter Lawrence?
Yeah,
I get it.
When you got the best defensive tackle in all of football in the group,
it's like you get a very high handicap out of that. Like,
yeah, you really do, and you should.
All right, okay, I'll give it a C+.
Trust me, Rob knows all about being high.
I feel because Dexter is like he's that guy, but nobody else is that guy. I mean, nobody else is
that way. Like I would put Roy and Jeremiah in the same boat as Nacho. We got a bunch of nachos, and that's not too bad because again, Nacho's been our second best defensive tackle for the last couple of years now.
Yeah. By default.
Yep. See, and Sean's with us here about going ahead and giving him patience. Says when Dex was a rookie, he was nowhere close to the Dex we've seen since 2022. So let's give Darius Alexander time to develop. 100%.
That's true. That's true. Very good point.
Dexter Lawrence didn't become Dexter Lawrence until he got Andre Patterson, who has been, I'm sure, working with Darius Alexander as well. Trust in Andre. So, all right.
Trust in Andres.
Let's talk about the group that everybody thinks is the biggest upgrade. Though I will still argue the biggest upgrade is quarterback. But let's talk about the pass rush, the edge room, the one everybody wants to talk about there. Because I get it. Spoiler, if you haven't heard, we added Abdul Carter.
Wait, what?
I know. Whoa. We should have been like a breaking news segment somewhere. Like, so last year, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari, Boogie Basham, Timon Fox. This year, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Abdul Carter, Chauncey Golston, and Timon. What does the Fox say? Still ends up on the roster somehow. Saying he, but he's that scrappy guy who just sticks around. Listen, I get it. I know everybody wants to sit there and say this is going to be a dominant group. My issue is putting the eggs in the rookie basket.
But I would say Chauncey Golston is that underrated signing that's not getting talked enough about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
and I think him, in addition to Abdul Carter, is what immensely upgrades his group. I feel like it's a big upgrade from a season ago because of the addition of those two players. I think that they both add something the Giants haven't had, and it's great depth, and it's a great rotation at edge, man. I think it's going to be a scary group. I really believe so.
Yeah. I mean, if Abdul Carter is what some people think he is, and he is the next Micah Parsons, like, yes, this group is absolutely dominant. This is the strongest group on the entire roster. This is probably the strongest group at this position in the entire NFL at that point. Like, that's legit possibility. But I feel like it's being talked about as a foregone conclusion, and not just by fans, like actual like people that supposedly know football. Like they're like, oh, this team is dominant now at the pass rush. No one can stop them. Look, we saw that for 3 plays. Like, stop. He rushed the passer 3 times, didn't touch the quarterback once. Like, let's not go ahead and get the golden statue outside of MetLife Stadium for him yet. Like,
yeah, for real.
And again, it's not me trying to be negative. It's me trying to be realistic because it's not fair to put these pressures on rookies. Let's see what he is. Let's find out what he is. Does he have the potential to be an elite pass rusher this league? Of course he does. You know who else had that? Chase Young had that. You know who else had that? Kayvon Thibodeau had that. It doesn't always work that way. Let's find out who he is. And if he's as good as he is, listen, I'm happy. I'm not upset. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I see as a potential.
He said,
but the potential, he struggles. He's a rookie who's only played edge for 1 season, by the way, guys. I don't think that's talked about enough. He played off-ball linebacker for most of his time at Penn State. So, like I said, I'm not trying to be negative. I know I'm probably coming off as like the most negative Nancy ever.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's just a lot to feel good about.
I'm the Debbie Downer. It is what it is.
There's a lot to feel good about, though. I just feel like even though it was only 6 snaps and you watch those 3 pass rushing snaps, and I mean, he was against one of the best offensive tackles in football. And
I mean, that guy wanted to be in the game. I
agree. I can agree with that too.
He beat him twice, and again, he didn't touch the quarterback. He didn't. You know, it wasn't like he knocked the ball to the quarterback's hands, got a sack or anything crazy. He got around him, and the quarterback had to move up to stop getting hit. Listen, if we got excited every single time Kayvon Thibodeau was this close to a sack, we would not need antidepressants anywhere in this entire country. Like, that's just like we're lowering the bar and expectations. But you know what's going to happen is everybody's building him up so much that if he's not Micah Parsons, it's going to be a bust season for him, and it's not fair.
I mean, I guess that is also a valid point.
Listen, Micah Parsons came into this league and like just blew that position out of the water, and to expect
wasn't even in the water.
Wasn't even in the water, but to expect Carter to come out and do the same thing and just like have this breakout crazy season when he's a rookie, like give the guy a little break. Like, it's like one of those positions that typically take some time to develop into.
Yeah.
So like if he gets half the numbers that like Micah gets, his rookie year, like he can't be upset. Like, all right, that's what he did as a player. But like if he comes around, like, right, 7.5 sacks, right? He gets that year 1. Like, are you happy? I'll be happy. They expect.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, I just feel like I think hopefully it's kind of a situation where there's so much talent out there between Burns, Thibodeau, Chauncey Golston, even whatever, Dexter Lawrence, that it's like pick your poison, you know what I mean? And it's just going to be hard a hard group to scheme against and figure out who do we focus on, who do we try to, So I think it kind of opens things up for all of those guys potentially, just because you'll have offensive coordinators guessing and trying to figure out how to actually approach this group.
People forget too, guys. We had 45 sacks last year. It's not like we were like horrible pass rush last year. And if you do the math, and Rob knows I love to do the math. I'm going to do the math. Let's say hypothetically, the big 4, Okay, so you got Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, and Kayvon Thibodeau. Let's say they all average 8 sacks apiece. That's a legit number. That's 32 sacks right there. Let's say Chauncey Golston repeats what he did in Dallas last year and has another 5 sacks. That's 37 sacks right there, guys. Just off those 5. We had 45 sacks last year, guys. That's 8th best in the NFL. Tied for 8th best, but 8th best in the NFL. Imagine if we had 37 for those 5 guys.
Which is possible. Very, very possible. It's realistic.
I think that's lowballing it because, to be very frank, there's, you're moving numbers around. Not all going to get 8, obviously. One might get 10, one might get 6. I mean, that's just, you know what I mean? But, like, that's a legitimate number. And then you start throwing in the 1 or 2 from the defensive tackles at that point, maybe a couple from Bobby Okereke. Maybe Jevon Holland runs up and gets 1 or 2. Like, this is going to be a bad. Even giving those realistic numbers, probably a top 3 pass rushing defense in the league. So I got to throw that in as well to try to stop myself from sounding so negative. I just want people to pause a little on Carter. It's so funny how we keep talking about, like, oh, you got to give Jaxson Dart time. You can't put too much on Jaxson Dart. But let's throw a mountain on the back of Abdul Carter.
Yeah. Well, it's because you took him 3rd overall. That's why.
I don't care. I don't care.
Now. Get with it.
I do. I agree. It's where he was selected. It's the fact that just with the film, his college film, it's just something about it. Just you can't help but be a little overly excited about an Abdul Carter.
Listen,
I mean, this guy was probably truly the best prospect in the draft, and we got him.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not trying to knock people to be excited.
I agree with. Listen, I'm on both sides of this. Like, we definitely got the best prospect. We definitely got the best prospect in this draft, hands down.
Yeah.
But look how good our defense was last year with getting sacks, right? Especially before the injuries. Like, they were like right there, constant pressure. So now you're talking about what, like, if you're trying to pass the ball, like, the defenses are going to be like confused. Like, is Brian Burns going to come after you? Is it Thibodeau that's coming after you? Or do you have to worry about sexy Dex? Is Okereke going to come with the middle? And, like, just like kind of Drew was saying, like, off of 5 guys, we're looking at 40 sacks pretty much. Like, realistic numbers. Like, it's pretty solid. So, like, if Abdul Carter comes around and gets 6 is like rookie year, I said 7.5 before, but like, 6, like, that's still a solid number because it's getting spread out because this defense, like, is just going to be all over the place where it's going to make the offense do some crazy stuff during the year.
But it's not going to be the 13 sacks that Micah Parsons have. And that's what I'm trying to say. If you get 6 sacks, it's like people are going to act like he had a bad year. That's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's definitely that's true. That's fair. You're right.
And it's also, again, like you said, Rob, the competition he has.
It's not like, listen, it's not like he's Max Crosby over in I was about to say Oakland, over with the Raiders. Like, Raiders. He used to die once in rough. Like, of course he's going to, he's going to feast over there.
He's the only one that can get the quarterback.
Exactly. Well, you're the rookie. Like, he's like, he's different, but he's still a little guy on the podium right now, coming up to the NFL. And these other guys are probably getting to the high, like, close to 10 each. Like, those are some good numbers in the NFL. Like, if he doesn't hit 10, like, are people going to be mad at Abdul Carter? Like, when even if we get 55 sacks, like,
I mean,
how greedy can we get?
But and it's what you got to look at. Like, Dexter Lawrence was going to be a double-digit sack guy before the injury. Kayvon Thibodeau has done double-digit sacks before. Brian Burns, if I remember correctly, is just short. I think it was like, was it 9.5 is his most? But he's still a 2-time Pro Bowler.
Was it 10.5? I think it was 10.5.
Actually, I think he might have hit 10.
He had double. He had double digits the 1 year in Carolina.
Yeah, I think he might have hit
10.5.
Yeah. So I'm looking it up. I like to look up the number. I have to know the numbers. His most sacks, he had 1 year 12.5, and that's it. Every other year has been under 10. So that was going back to 22. So yeah, again,
fits right into the Giants. Last time we're good.
8.5 sacks with us last year, and he was hurt for most of the year. If you listen to people that were actually in the locker room and saw these guys after the game, they told you that he's like wincing with pain, like you wouldn't believe. Like he was being that guy that just wouldn't tell you it, but was doing horrible. And he still had 8.5 sacks with a very slow start, by the way, if he was supposedly healthy. That's the weird part.
Yeah.
First couple games, he just wasn't there. Just hadn't gone. I don't know if it was the scheme thing or what, but what I'm saying, like this has got a lot of potential. Like I want to be positive. I just wanted to temper expectations on Carter specifically.
That is fair enough. You're right. I mean, at the end of the day, he is still a rookie, regardless. He's the rookie still.
Yeah.
So,
are we expecting Jaxson Dart to be the next Jaden Daniels too? Like, like we're gonna put crazy expectations on. Let's put crazy expectations on all of them. It'd be fun. So again, it's definitely a big improvement, and again, it was a strength last year. Like I probably would have given it last year an A by adding Brian Burns. I think it was an A. Now you add, Chauncey Golston and Abdul Carter on this mix, and the replacements that are replacing. Like, let's be honest, like Boogie Basham or Chauncey Golston. Do we even have to have this conversation?
Do not.
Azeez Ojulari, who was a good guy as far as the pass rush, but point blank couldn't stop Stevie Wonder if he was in the backfield running the ball.
Yeah.
That was a combination, not just a blind joke, but an old joke, just for the record. I'm not that cruel. Only half cruel. So, I mean, that's a huge upgrade. So if I'm going to give it an A last year, I got to give it the A plus. After all that talk I'm saying about, Abdul Carter and tempering the expectations. It's an A plus group, guys. There's not many times I'm going to give the Giants a group at an A plus. I'm giving it.
I support it. I'm right there with you. A plus. I think this group is phenomenal. I think somebody just said it in the comments down there too. I think it's a possibility. Abdul Carter can bring the best out of all, like not even just Kayvon Thibodeau, even Brian Burns as well. I mean, you got this rookie flying around making plays. These vets, they got to show what they're made of as well. So, especially a guy like Thibodeau playing for a contract. So,
yeah. But I mean, you hear about this every year. There's always different stories that people come out of the woodworks because let's be frank, they got to figure out something to write about in the slow parts of the year. But you hear a lot of stories this year about Brian Burns talking to Dexter Lawrence and working with him on specific things he does to get to the quarterback. Where was that last year? And it's not me saying that to knock him. I'm saying to agree with you. Like, this is going to cause these guys to kick it up a notch themselves because now they have to compete if they want to be the big head cheese in this group.
Exactly.
Yeah. And all these guys are competitors. So,
yeah.
You better believe.
I mean, how bad would it be for Brian Burns to be a $30 million a year pass rusher and be the second best pass rusher on his team?
Yeah.
That'd be an ego blow, wouldn't it? I mean, seriously.
Like, it's hard for me to go out and just straight up say A plus with this group, but you kind of have to give it to him because it's a nonstop like threat no matter what you do. And you got the rotation and you got depth. So
yep,
you can sit there and just constantly apply the pressure compared to last year. One of the biggest thing too is when we talk Golston, like right, you brought it before, we took it from Dallas. Like,
yep,
you took the second best player from Dallas in this position, and you added him to your depth.
And the best one,
nowhere near the second best on this team, but he's gonna be your depth piece.
Okay. Jay says Azeez has been gluteus maximus at Eagles camp, by the way. I haven't seen any kind of camp update on Azeez Ojulari, but yeah, it doesn't shock me. Again, he's good at getting to the quarterback. He's a horrendous run defender. He is as one-dimensional as they get. So
absolutely.
All right, let's move on to the linebackers. Which, of course, I forgot to make a thumbnail image for. Shame on me calling myself out.
Tisk.
Listen, I call myself out, and be honest, if I just kept going, nobody would even call me out. I'm calling myself out. I'm just myself. So last year, the group, Bobby Okereke, Micah McFadden, Darius Muasau. This year, the group, Bobby Okereke, Micah McFadden, Darius Muasau. You notice the theme? I keep on saying people act like we changed the entire roster. Like, we didn't change that much, as much as people think about it. Now, we did change the backups last year. The main backups you really saw were like Ty Summers and Matthew Adams. This year, it's probably going to be like Chris Board and Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. I mean, we'll see still where these guys end up as far as that. But same group, guys. Let's be honest. And I think the only real difference you're looking at is two things. Does Darius Muasau get better? Because the Giants love him. I don't know what it is. The Giants front office love him. I swear he has like nudes on his phone of Joe Shane or something. Like there's something going on. I've never like he is the Jake Kubis of the linebacker group. Like I don't know what it is. Like listen, for a 6th-round draft pick, he's not a bad player. Like I'm not trying to be 100% negative on the kid. But like literally, we heard rumors that the Giants were like, should we go ahead and save money and cut Bobby Okereke? And what? Darius Muasau is the new Bobby Okereke? Like, if you can't tell the difference between those two players, then you must be running back. Like, well, saying, like, you know where I was going with that. Like, it's absolutely insane. Like, there's such a huge difference in those two people. It's not even funny. But again, he's probably going to get a little better. This is his 2nd year. He did seem to be a smart kid overall and a hard worker, so I don't want to be a negative on him. And for a 6th-round pick to come in and play like he did, I thought he actually had a decent role with the team, considering where he was drafted. So that's probably your best bet is he gets a little better, and maybe Carter comes in and helps out at the off-ball linebacker position at times too. And the group's better because of that.
I was going to say, you have to give improvement to the group just because.
Oh yeah,
Carter. Like as much as we're saying that's hinder expectations of Carter's, but like if he's like Michael Parsons and he starts moving around in positions and how you line him up, like guess what that does? Same thing it does for the edge. It kind of sets this up a little bit more where it gives the opportunity for other players to get out there. I mean, you already got a Okereke, which. I mean, last year was sure, but 2 years ago, every snap kind of guy played fantastic for the Giants.
Yep. If he's healthy,
Yeah, I think the group is better.
Yeah, I should say Micah McFadden might get better too, because he does seem to get better every single year. And if I don't say it, the fanboys of Micah McFadden will go after me, because I don't know what it is about Micah McFadden. He is the Sabrina Carpenter of the Giants. Like, not that talented, but has a fan base.
I like Micah McFadden. I mean, I'm a fan of Micah McFadden. Like you said, I think he kind of just steadily improves each and every season. He just keeps getting better and better, coming more of an impact on his defense. And I think that's part of what makes this group better is just because of the improvement of like the players that are just still in this group. I mean, I got guys like him that just continue to improve. So and Bobby Okereke, I want to hope last year was an anomaly. I feel like he can get back to his form a couple of years ago. And then, it's a formidable group. I mean, Darius Muasau, he's who he is. He's a young guy, still developing, but it's still positive development. It's not like he's kind of like just some scrub out there running around. I mean, he makes plays. I mean, he had our only interception for God knows how long a season last year. So, I mean...
I don't know if that's a positive on him or just a negative on the team. Like that's
it's like one of those like backhanded compliments.
With one. Is he tied with other people? No, he's the only guy. Oh, it was like halfway through the season. He finally had one other person with one, and that was Trey Hawkins, I think, who got hurt right after doing it. So, I mean, it's like, that was the Giants defense last year. It is what it is. But yeah, like it's going to get better because of that stuff overall. I mean, it's Okereke being healthy again, hopefully. McFadden improving a little bit as he has each year, though I still think he's first 2 down kind of linebacker. I still want him in a 3rd down. Muasau getting better over time and Carter coming in to help out sometimes as well. It's a better group. I probably would have given it like a C- in the past. I'm going to give it a B. I got it as a B. Not great group. It's not a horrible group.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a fan of Okereke, and McFadden's definitely made some improvements here, but Muasau, like, he's something to be seen. And then once you go from there, it's like I have to give like a B-, maybe a C+.
That's where it's going to be, though. No team is like 7 linebackers deep like that. That's where you put your special teamers.
Yeah, but I think like Abdul Carter, like I said before, like he will make a difference with these guys, especially when he lines up with them. Like, and right there, it's like where I teeter. Like, is it a C+ or a B-?
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys about that same range, B-, C+ range. I just nothing necessarily overly special, but they're solid. It's a solid group. It's not. They're not bad.
Does anybody else realize I'm the most negative when I talk about the team, but I seem to give the highest ratings out? There's something wrong about that.
Listen, I gave the highest rating about the quarterback room, so.
But I was the guy to point out that our 4th-string quarterback is better than our 1st-string last year.
It's a talks. We didn't say if he was better or not. We didn't agree.
If that statement was a Metallica song, it's sad but true. So,
yeah.
Let's talk about the secondary, guys. Last group here, we got the secondary. And listen, those two guys right there, those are the two people we added onto this group that are supposed to make the big change here. So let's do corner first. Deonte Banks was CB1 last year, which is a complete goddamn joke. Cordell Flott, Drew Phillips, Adoree Jackson, Trey Hawkins, Nick McLeod. We're going to include him because he was on the team for most of the season there. The only one. And then, of course, this year now, Paulson Adebo, Deonte Banks, Drew Phillips, Cordell Flott, Trey Hawkins, and Nick Jones. We have a different Nick. And I'm going to throw in Corey Black for the hell of it because he's a rookie. We did draft him in the 7th round, so I probably should include him on the list. Though I haven't seen anything of him, positive or negative whatsoever, like the entire draft. Sorry, the entire camp. And obviously he was with that group that looked horrible at the end of the game against the Bills there. So, but it's hard not to sit there and say this is an obviously upgraded group because here's basically all we did: replace Adoree Jackson with Paulson Adebo.
Yeah, but
the same.
I feel like it's an upgrade, though. I mean, he's better. I mean, Paulson Adebo, I think is better than Adoree Jackson.
And that's what I'm saying. It's easy to see that it's an upgrade because that's the only move we did. And I think Adoree Jackson, it was pretty obvious last year that there was nothing left in that tank whatsoever.
He was like Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, he was basically trying to get. And listen, I still can't. Eagles signed him as well on top of that too. Speaking of Eagles, there,
he's actually competing for a starting job with the Eagles right now.
I know it's so sad at the same time, but he's a player that we've said for years. He depended on his speed, on his physical abilities to be good, and yet he got hurt every year. That's not a good mix. Ask Odell Beckham. When you depend on your physical ability and your physical attributes and gifts to be successful, and you get hurt every year, it's a ticking time bomb for that injury to happen to take away what makes you special. Doesn't take much to change from being an elite athlete to an okay athlete in the NFL. The difference is so minute, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
So, Paulson Adebo, assuming his leg stays in one piece. We don't know what's going on with that. I was going to say place, and I tried to change to piece mid-word. If that leg stays in one piece, and he's okay with that, because that's a big injury. I don't think it's talked about enough. And he's another guy who's had I feel like kind of a quiet camp, too, for a guy that we're counting on a lot of. So, I don't know if he lives up to the contract, but he's definitely an upgrade over, Adoree Jackson. If you're just taking out that part of it there, because We're not talking about did they spend the money right. We're talking about is it an upgrade. So it's an upgrade.
Yeah, definitely an upgrade.
Yeah. It's like going from like pleather to cheap leather.
I mean, getting Tay Banks in a more probably reasonable position at cornerback 2 as opposed to cornerback 1. I mean, still the books. I mean, still out. The jury's still out on Deontay Banks, obviously, but
they're deliberating.
He clearly wasn't a cornerback 1. He wasn't a CB1.
It's a hung jury right now.
Yeah, it was. We asked a lot of him of his first year being CB1. Like, oh, we have an incredibly tough division, but by the way, you're playing JJ week 2. Have fun.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Like, the best receivers in the NFL, good news, you get to cover them all in one season.
Pretty much.
What they did to him. Right through tantrums at the sidelines. Like, you put him in a position he wasn't ready for.
It's like DraftKings and FanDuel came in and said, Giants, you got a pretty hard schedule with some great receivers. Banks should be your number 1 corner. Put a freebie.
But here's the problem with that, though, too, is that Adebo's never been a number 1. Lattimore was the number 1 corner in New Orleans. So we got to include that in the mix, because I don't think that's talked about enough. We paid him like a number 1. He wasn't really a number 1. Now, New Orleans didn't really, move Lattimore around as much. He was kind of, stayed to one side of the field. So he did see number 1 receivers at the time, but Lattimore was the main guy. So, we'll have to see on that. But if I have to give a grade, which I do, because that's what we're doing on the show here, I'm going to give him a C at corner. And I think the corners will look better than they actually are because of the pass rush. I think that's always the case. Let's be honest, wasn't the pass rush last year we did. But
yeah, I mean, it's a big part of it.
C. It's a C as the group. And I think last year it was like a D-. That's how much I disliked our corner room.
Yeah, I'm right with there. I might even teeter towards the C-, but yeah, I think I have to go with C.
I'm going to go more in the C+ range just because I really like Drew Phillips. I think he's not getting talked about enough as the nickelback. I think he's a phenomenal young talent. He had a strong rookie season up until he was hurt and kind of ruined his rest of his season last year as well. But I think he brings something to the table too. He's an added addition also. I mean, you got to include him in that group.
Aggressive.
And I feel like we're going to get a better. I'm really hoping we get a better version of Tay Banks this season, not having to go against all of the Justin Jeffersons of the world on a weekly basis. The CeeDee Lambs, the Terry McLaurins. I mean, like you guys said, a lot got thrown at that kid last year, and you can see it's easy for him to see why he was could be so frustrated. But I was talking to somebody the other day about this, and it's just like with him, he has some technique stuff I wish he needs to really work on to be better in this league. But it's not like he's out there getting completely cooked like burnt toast. I mean, he's out there. He's usually he's with the. He usually kind of stays with the receivers for the most part. What I mean? He's not like he's just
really, really burnt because that he's got a nice golden brown to him. That's for sure.
I mean, he's had his moments, but I mean, overall, I think last year he was just in a position he wasn't ready for, and I think hopefully this year he can settle down and settle in. I mean, he's still in the competition right now, so he hasn't even won the job, the cornerback 2 job, honestly, officially. So, I still feel good about that he'll make he'll get better, take a step back up from what he did a season ago. And I just think overall, I get a group of C+ because Paulson Adebo to me is a big upgrade from Adoree Jackson. And then, like I said, I think Drew Phillips also, he stays healthy. That kid he has something special. I think that kid, he has something really special about that guy. And I think he brings a lot to the room as well. So,
all right, we got the safety to talk about as well. So last year, obviously, we had Tyler Newman's rookie year. We had Jason Pinnock. We had Dane Belton. And we had Isaiah Simmons. This year, Jevon Holland instead of Jason Pinnock. And had Raheem Lane, who basically replaced Isaiah Simmons, which I still feel we're calling Simmons a safety, but that's how they classified him last year on the roster. So, he was a Swiss Army knife that had a lot of rust on it and probably shouldn't have been made. But that's what he was. You look at the roster, that may be one of the biggest changes upgrade-wise with Jevon Holland swapping out for Jason Pinnock, depending on how good he is. And that's the question mark. That's what I feel like the thing's going to go ahead and determine that position. Are we getting the 23 version of Jevon Holland? Or are we getting the 24 version of Jevon Holland? The 24 version of Jevon Holland, we definitely overpaid for. The 23 version, we paid appropriately.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so
that's the question. It depends. Like you said, it's going to really depend. Because, like you said, if we get the guy from last year, then we overpaid, and that's not going to be very good for the Giants. That's just. But like you said, the guy from a couple of years ago, absolutely one of the best in the business, and it was just, he had phenomenal tape. All I can do as a fan is hope for the best. Is hope that we get the 2023 version. That's all I can do as a fan.
I feel like, though, am I crazy to say, though, that even the 24 version of Jevon Holland is better than Jason Pinnock was, though? So no matter what's an upgrade.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like Pinnock. I thought he'd been a nice backup safety to have, But the 49ers are desperate because half their team went elsewhere in free agency, so they picked him up. But
I wouldn't mind having Pinnock in addition to what we have right now in the safety room. Yeah, I would be fine with that.
Would have been a safety sets and stuff like that. But instead we're gonna have to count on Dane Belton, who was just Dane Belton is such a hard player to go ahead and pinpoint. Because I feel like when he's on the field, he is around every single good play that happens.
Yeah.
And then when he's on the field, he's around every single bad play that happens. Like, he's that feast or famine kind of guy, and it's play to play. You don't know what you're getting. Either he messes up his cover scheme and somebody gets a touchdown, or all of a sudden he gets the interception or a fumble recovery. Like, he is that guy. Like, I don't know what it is that it's just it's pure craziness. And you love him when he gets the picks and the fumbles and all that stuff. And I feel like people don't always even see until you watch the film later on the blown coverages, the bad angles, the issues he just has that for some reason, he can't seem to fix. He's been in the league enough years now. It's time to figure that out. Like, this is year 4 for him. By the way, it means contract year for those who are following along at home.
Show me the money.
Show me the money. So,
show me the money.
Starting a musical version of Jerry Maguire.
Yeah. Show me the money.
With a Tony-nominated song, "Who's Coming With Me?" The Fish is coming with me.
The fish is coming with me.
Also, somehow still starring Tom Cruise. He did Rock of Ages. Why not? What the hell? Anyway, yeah, like I said, I think it's a nice group though overall. I don't think it's necessarily an amazing group, but it has the potential to be really good if Newman can be what I thought Newman was going to be last year. Again, rookie, so I'm not going to be down on him because of 1 year that wasn't exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
But I thought he was the best safety coming out of that draft last year. And he did some good things, don't get me wrong. But there was just no ball hawk there whatsoever. And that's what I need.
I think that had to do with a lot him having to come down in the box a lot more last year as well. So at one point I felt like he might have been leading. I know he was leading rookies in tackles, but I don't know if he was leading it. He was leading the team in tackles. He might have at some point last year too for a little bit. I don't know. Newman, he had to do a lot. I think had to play a little differently than what than what he did in college, I think, just because of the Giants' circumstances. Last year, how poor they were with the run defense. He had to, like I said, just come up into the box a lot more. I think if he can play more of that center field role, he can get his hand on some footballs, I think, and especially with the upgraded pass rush. Hopefully he can get some interceptions this season. I would like to see that because that's what he did in college. I mean, let's face it, he was an interception machine in college. So
now he did end up fourth in the NFL that list. He's technically tied for third with Edgerrin Cooper, tied for third in tackles as a rookie last year while only playing 13 games.
Yeah, at the time when he went down, he was leading, and then it took all the way basically to the last couple of weeks for people to start passing.
Mike Sandristel, the corner for the Commanders, who was the former Michigan Wolverine, he got in 17 games, he got 62, and he led it. Javon Bullard for the Packers had 61 in 15 games. So yeah, he would have had it wasn't for that. So, it is what it is there. I just think he should get better in year 2. You couple that with Holland.
Feel good about him.
You couple that with us finally understanding that Isaiah Simmons is not a good player, and it's a better group. And I would have probably given a C last year. I think a C is fair. With this changes, I would give it a B minus. Mostly the Holland Pinnock swap.
Yeah, it's you get Isaiah Simmons off there. It just kind of
we got rid of all the Isaiahs.
Yeah, just kind of go up to a C+ for me.
Which, by the way, it took me forever whenever I had to write out notes how to spell the name Isaiah. I don't know why I kept spelling it wrong.
Man, you guys in that B minus range, I think. Yeah, I think it's a pretty solid group overall. I think we will get a better version of Tyler Newman. I think we'll still get the tackling ability, but I think he'll be more out there, able to maybe get his hands on some errant passes a little bit too, hopefully this season. So,
yeah,
I think so.
And you've heard, stories of Jevon Holland already kind of trying to be like the veteran of the group since he did just get paid and has been around for a little longer than some of these guys, even though he's similar age because he came out really young out of college. But Newman, I'm sure, is in his ear and learning stuff. And, Holland is known for his coverage. That's what he's known for, point blank, is his coverage ability. So, I'm hoping for a better second year for him. Like I said, I don't want to sit there and say it was a bad first year for him. It just, because of the lack of interceptions, didn't quite live up to what I had expectation-wise. So, like I said, the next one, I think he's got it. So, all right. We got to go ahead and do rapid fire here. Before we do that, though, I got to give a shout out here to Pedroza Auto Repair, which I feel like we're doing like a commercial plug with that.
Right.
But he gave a super chat of $5. Says, in a perfect world with this roster and a wink at coordinator, do the Giants make a run at the Super Bowl 2022 season? I definitely credit him that season. Again, you're the guest, Mac. I'm gonna let you go.
I wouldn't necessarily take it that far because to me, I think Wink could work wonders with this defense. I feel like he could, but he has nothing. Wink has nothing to do with the offense still, and it still comes. The offense has to contribute something, and it's still so much unknown with the offense, man. That I wouldn't take it quite that far because his offense has to show an ability to score points. I mean, last season was absolutely terrible. We were terrible in that category. I think averaging like maybe 10 points at home. That's never going to get it done. And I just feel like we had some strong defensive efforts early in the season last year that the offense could have just scored some points ever. I mean, you could have turned some of those games into wins. And I wouldn't take it quite to that extreme, but I think Wink could have had this defense on clicking on all cylinders.
Rob, what you got?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
You're on the fence, I can tell. You're on the fence.
I am on the fence.
It's going to hurt. There's spikes at top.
listen, what Wink did to that defense is just something that it needs to happen. But we have improved from Wink from there, so I don't want to like really harp on the past of Wink, but I don't know. It's the for the roster. I don't. Yeah, there's no way we're going to the Super Bowl in 2022.
I'm going to say this, and I think it's probably a little bit of a crazy thing to say to most people. We are better off without Wink Martindale this year.
Oh, hands down.
Here's why I say that. Who has the record for most sacks from the edge position in a Wink Martindale defense? Kayvon Thibodeau, the only guy who ever got double sacks from the edge position under Wink Martindale. So you want to put Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Abdul Carter on a defense with the guy who's only once ever had a guy get double digits in that position. You're going to waste their talents. Wink is good at manufacturing pass rush. He's not good at having the elite pass rush guys. Or at least he's never had the chance to work with those guys. I'll give it either one as a possibility.
I kind of go with the latter. I kind of go with that. I feel like
Matt Judon was with him in Baltimore and became a beast in New England. So that's the one thing I give you where I could say he did have a guy and he underutilized him. So that's why I don't think he's a good fit. Now, is Shane Bowen the fit? Who knows? We'll find out. I don't think he ever got a fair shake yet. But we can't say the defense was the problem last year. I know everybody likes to get on Shane Bowen. Wasn't the defense. He says it's hypothetical. Well, the super chat was not hypothetical, so we had to answer the question. That's the rule. You give the super chat, answer the question no matter what.
Oh my.
Sean also asked, where'd he go? Doesn't go far enough up. He said, I told a friend of mine who's a Cowboy fan that I'd offer Kayvon and Giants first round 2026 pick for Mike Parsons. My friend said Kayvon is more talk than production, and Dow would never make that trade. I wouldn't make the trade. As a Giants fan, I wouldn't. We might need that for a quarterback next year, depending on what happens to Dart. I hate to say it that way. I don't want to give up on the kid before he's played. I'm not trying to say I'm down on him like that. But you may need it. Either that or you're stuck back with no quarterback again another year. Not a good place to be. We've been there for a while now.
Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah. So I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Now, in all fairness, I don't think Dallas does either. I think it takes 2 first-round picks probably to get him. I don't think Kayvon is the equivalent of a first-round pick right now.
No, I don't think so. I don't think the Giants could get a first-round pick for Kayvon Thibodeau if they put him out on the block.
Now, when you got to pay him here soon, that's more than we gave up for Brian Burns.
Oh yeah, it is. You're right.
So, all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and play the rapid fire game with Mac here before we get going here. Again, for those of y'all who haven't been here before for this, I know Mac's seen it before, but let's do all you at home. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and give a player. He's got 30 seconds to give his thoughts on that particular player. And we're going to go rapid fire. Rob goes, I go. Rob goes, I go. Until, quite frankly, we get bored. So, Rob, you can go first.
All right, let's we talked a lot of defense recently, so let's spring back to the offense and go to Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston is a guy, man, probably one of the best, if not the best backup quarterbacks in the league, and he just brings a fun energy to the locker room, and I think guys just love the energy Jameis brings, man. I mean, he's a gunslinger. He's never seen a pass. He's never seen a deep ball he doesn't like. And I mean, I just love the way he's grown throughout his career.
Become the Reverend.
I'm going to keep it in the quarterback room because, again, this might be the most important player to the 2025 season. Jaxson Dart.
Jaxson Dart is a guy that The night we drafted him, you could see it all over my face. I wasn't happy. I wasn't thrilled. Wasn't thrilled with the pick. And watching him throughout the spring and the summer, and then especially seeing him on Saturday in that preseason game, he's grown on me. And I'm excited. I'm a little more excited for Jaxson Dart right now to see what this guy has to potentially be the future.
All right. I'm going to keep it on the offense, but I'm going to go a little offbeat here. Theo Johnson.
Theo Johnson. I think he's a guy that has a lot of great athletic ability, physical tools. And I thought last year, as the season progressed, the light bulb was coming on for him. Was starting to come on, or starting to shine a little bit, and then the injury just kind of derailed his season. I think can expect some positive things from Theo Johnson this season now.
The star of the training camp a couple of years ago, Trey Hawkins.
Trey Hawkins is just. I really barely know what to say about this kid. He's a guy that's kind of just hanging on to a roster spot at this point. I guess he's a solid depth piece, maybe, but I don't really see him ever being much more than that, honestly.
Agreed.
There we go. Let's go McFadden.
McFadden's a guy that I'm pretty high on. Like I said, he's shown constant, steady improvement each and every season of his career. He's a guy I kind of want around. I want him in his locker room. I want him to be a part of what hopefully is an improving New York Giants team over the next couple of years. And I want to see him be a part of that. I like what he brings to the table. I think he's not a 3-down linebacker. He's definitely a liability in the pass defense, in the coverage. He's a liability, but he definitely will come up there and stick his nose in there and make a play. So I like McFadden.
Before I go up my next guy, I'm going to give people the opportunity to chat. If you guys want us to ask him a question on a particular player, pop it in the comments section there. I'm going to go with Jalen Hyatt.
Jalen Hyatt, a lot to prove in this young man this year. He's got to prove that he can be a little more polished, run some actual NFL routes, and hopefully hopefully he can make some plays. I mean, hopefully with Russell Wilson and somebody out there like that, we can unlock a little bit more out of him and get him be a part of this offense a little bit more. I mean, you made a trade in 2023 to get this guy in the draft, and just quite frankly, we've seen nothing, really, nothing at all. So hopefully this year we can maybe get a little something with some better quarterback play.
Well said. Let's go back to the other side of the ball and go with Devontae Banks.
Said Deontay Banks?
Yeah.
I think this is a guy he's been under a microscope, man. I think this young man, a lot of people, we're talking about some of these other young players. Deontay Banks, even though he's at year 3 now, he's still a young player as well that got pushed into a position last year that I think was quite unfair for him. And hopefully he can take the coaching a little bit better, work on some of his mechanical issues, some of the things he has, some of his issues, and can develop into a good, solid young player, man.
All right, I'm going to call it one more each because we've already been on for almost 2 hours here, and I'm sure Max going to do and get canceled because of things that we said he didn't even do. So I'm going to go with a guy that we didn't really talk about too much in the offensive line talk, but was definitely in the comments section like crazy. JMS, John Michael Schmitz.
So disappointed with JMS, man. I was out there in 2023 in Kansas City. He was out in the draft, right in the heart of everything. He had ESPN filming us right in front of us when they made the pick. And I just remember the play. Everybody, New York Giants fans, going absolutely nuts when they said JMS's name. That was the guy everybody wanted, and he just has not lived up to anything, man. And I feel like he really needed some real competition in camp. I'm disappointed in Joe Shane and not bringing some real competition in for him. But I just hope the guy improves. I hope he can become what we all expected him to be. But right now, I'm just not not too overly confident that he will.
Yeah, real huge disappointment.
Yeah. So,
Last one, Rob. Who you got?
All right. Well, we'll keep it on the line and let's go with Evan Neal.
This guy, Evan Neal, man.
Ravens.
Evan Neal. This is a guy. When he got drafted that year, he was my guy. That was the guy I wanted. I wanted Evan Neal. I said I thought he was the best one out of that group of those. It was like those few guys in that particular draft class. I thought he was the best one. I thought we got a gem, and he just has proved me absolutely wrong. And maybe it can work out for this guy at guard, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty much over the Evan Neal experiment. To be quite frank, I just feel like you got to just understand whether a guy has it or doesn't. And that burger flipper comment, that's what I used to do. I was a cook, man, and I took offense to that. Like, dude, you talking about people like me out here spending my hard-earned money and everything to watch you guys play, and you're sitting there just calling us burger flippers. But at the end of the day, Evan Neal is just a guy that I'm just disappointed in because I just thought so much more of him coming out and thought he was going to be a dominant offensive tackle. Thought we would have bookends, and we got Evan Neal.
I feel like we need the offensive line
Neal
picks. Like we really could do a whole offensive line of disappointing picks with like Josh Azudu and JMS and Evan Neal and Marcus McKeithen and all right, guys, we're gonna call it a night here. Before we go, though, I'm gonna go ahead and once again put Mac the Giants fan YouTube channel link here into the comments section. If you guys haven't already, do me a favor, go over there when we're done here and give him a like, give him a subscribe, give him a little thumbs up. Maybe tell a friend about his show as well, along with telling him about ours, of course. Because we're also selfish. But like I said, we always like to support other content creators. We're not competition. We're coworkers. That's always been our mentality. So before we go on, tell everybody about your program.
I'm just Mac the Giants fan on YouTube. I do a show Wednesday about the whole NFC East with my buddy Adam Costas. We talk about the whole NFC East, break it down. Eagles, Commanders, the Cowboys, and Giants. It's tough because I got to talk so positively about the other teams, and I hate kind of doing that. But at the end of the day, I try to provide real content, And then on Friday afternoons, I do a little stream where I just talk about the Giants for about an hour, just randomly chatting about the New York Giants. Catch me every Friday afternoon. So, and then I do pop out a video every once in a while here and there. I do a lot more as the season in the season, previewing games and stuff like that. So. On YouTube, it's the main place you can catch me.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, man. Always a pleasure having you in the chats. Well, we got to get Mac the Giants fan. He's always in the chat. We got to get him on the show. So much appreciation, man, for your support you've given us on our show and for coming on today. And like I said, we'll hope to have you on, assuming that you don't get fully canceled for all this crazy crap we said here today. So we apologize in advance. The words expressed at this program, not necessarily that of Mac the Giants fan. So guys, again, we're going to be back here on Saturday. Same as last weekend, I'll be doing play-by-play with you guys here for the Jets-Giants game as well. So we'll do that along with, of course, post-game coverage afterwards as well. So again, we're going to be back there for that. So go ahead and pop on for that. Listen, if you haven't already, I don't know if you guys are aware and caught what he said earlier. It's Rob's birthday coming up. This is the last time we're going to see him at this age here. And you know what Rob said he wants for his birthday? I'm gonna give up your secret, Rob.
Uh-oh.
He wanted everybody to go to the Giants, the Two Giant Goofball page, and hit the like, hit the subscribe, and send it to a friend.
That's exactly what I wanted.
I'm sorry that I gave away your secret, Rob.
You son of a gun.
How'd you know I was born to a gun? When I come out the trigger, is
Shut
that
up.
how that works? Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Well, again, we'll be back again for you guys to do a coverage on Saturday. And of course, next week, our usual again. Now, next week, I should say, actually, not our usual, because next week we have the game on Thursday night. Again, Rob and I will be there for that game because I will be up in Jersey. It looks like it's going to be in the 70s when I'm going to be up there, which feels like it's going to be like the Arctic tundra compared to the Tampa Bay area where I'm at right now. So I might be the guy in the parking lot. We'll find out. But we'll see. Don't give me that look, Rob.
The whole room got it. Roll my eyes.
Anybody go into the game, feel free to go ahead and message us on X or wherever at that point if you want to meet up at some point there. It's always nice to talk to people that like outside. We've done it a couple of times so that was so outside of the show and all. So we'll be there though. We'll be the idiots handing out business cards with QR codes to let people know about the show because it's also a way to make the whole entire trip a big tax write-off for me. So again, so we'll probably do the regular show on Monday, obviously. Wednesday, I'm going to be on a flight. So either we're going to pre-record that or Rob's going to be doing a solo show, or maybe he lines up somebody to go on with him. And then Thursday, we will do our post-game show live from the actual stadium. Now, when I say live, we're going to shoot it live because we don't like to edit things. So whether it actually goes up live, we'll find out. We hope to do that live like that, right from the stadium. But we're going to have another person help us to actually set up the stream because the way StreamYard works, you can't set up a stream on a phone. So we have to have somebody at a house do it on a laptop, hit the button for us, and then from there we can go on and go live. So we're gonna work on it. We're gonna try to figure it out. So again, guys, we'll see you guys on Saturday for the Giants-Jets preseason game. We got another football game. Football. Are you ready for some football?
Football.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys again. Like I said, Saturday. Appreciate you guys as always for watching. Again, as always, we are live on YouTube, our preferred platform, along with Twitter/X, Twitch. Why am I forgetting one? Oh yeah, Rob's favorite. And of course, as always, we're available the next day on all the audio podcast platforms. That is Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all the big ones there, guys. Again, if you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, because Rob is the birthday boy here. So don't make him cry.
Birthday, Rob.
Don't make him cry on his birthday. So,
listen, next week's Drew's birthday. So listen, we need all the same sport.
It's Sunday, actually. So listen, so you guys, we got both goofballs having their birthdays here. So therefore, y'all really got to go hit that like subscribe. So appreciate you guys for watching as always. And as always, Giant fans,
go Jameis! Jameis!
Jameis!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you! Please!